I've studied it a lot. I mean, just go down some of the things. I mean, the 30-06 angle makes absolutely no sense. I'm not some professional hunter or anything, but I've shot a lot of guns, and sorry, I don't buy that. Then on top of that, you've got this 30-06, which gets dismantled. It's a Mauser 98, fires 30-06, gets dismantled, left in the woods over there. They have a gun dog, like a sniffer, right? Walks right past it. This is the alleged murder weapon. Just got fired less than an hour prior. And you've got a trained dog that doesn't spot it. But it does get spotted after the feds arrive. I'm just saying. And then add it into it the fact that every assassination, like every high-level political assassination in American history, it's never the story that we're told. Ever. But this is the one time. This is the one time that we're not allowed to question it.
And it's another one that's on video, too. And now it's in the modern era, unlike Kennedy, where there's only one angle. We have all these different angles. They had the camera rigged up behind him as well in, like, 4K that I think... Did I see that Candace Owens got a hold of some of that footage?
Yeah, she did.
I'm not making that up.
No,
That's
she
real.
did.
So she actually got that. And it looks strange. Because at 30, again... I'm going off of the really smart gun guys that know a lot more about that than I do. But most of those guys that I've either talked with or heard break it down who I don't know online, they're like, it would have blown, it literally would have taken, at that distance, his head off of his neck. There would be nothing left.
Well...
Hey guys, 3 quick things. Number 1, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's a huge, huge help. Number 2, if you'd like to join my Patreon for early uncensored releases of the full episodes, you can join via the link in my description or in the pinned comment below. And number 3, if you'd like to join my clipping community for a chance to make content from the show and make money, you can join via the Discord link in my description below.
Noted.
I'm sure that it would have actually done that, but it would have done enough damage that it's not what you see there. Like... I mean, from the rear view, you can see his body shake, obviously, because he is struck with something. But just the fact that round doesn't penetrate is shocking beyond belief. I mean, the neck, it's not even angled at his spine, first off. It's angled at his neckline. You would think that it would have just gone through and through. Yeah. But it didn't, which is why a lot of people believe that there was a charge underneath his shirt with the microphone. I'm not so sure about that. That was kind of my original hypothesis. I've come off of that now, but I'm still very much open to all ideas. And then really, once you study his evolution, ideologically, politically, speaking out against, October 7th was when he really started to get a lot of hate, because he went on PBD and he said it very, very boldly. He's like, I'm not buying it. I've been there, Patrick. I think he said something like that.
You see how he said it too? He like, I'm gonna use word. Like he was really fucking struggling with it. I remember that.
Well, and because he knew. Yeah. I mean, he knows he's not supposed to be saying that.
Yeah.
But he also knows that it's so obvious that he'd be a liar if he didn't at least point it out. Like, you've got, in my opinion, probably the most highly defended or defensible border in the world, next to North Korea. And you got dudes on paragliders like coming across like Ewoks and spending hours taking out people before you have any serious military response. How is that even possible? So Charlie Kirk just asked the obvious question. He didn't make an allegation. He didn't say it definitively, but he was just like, this doesn't sit right with me. The same thing that a lot of us are doing when it comes to his own assassination, right? And I think that's the honorable thing to do. I don't think it makes you a bad person. That is why I've been a defender of Candace Owens and Baron Coleman. I've had him on my show. I like the guy a lot. I think these are genuine people that are very inquisitive and they're digging for the truth. It doesn't mean they get everything right, and I wouldn't go about it the same way that some of them have. But I appreciate it because I don't trust the FBI. Why would I? I don't trust the local sheriff's office. Like, what are we talking about? Why do we trust any of these people? We just had the Epstein cover up, and you're telling me to shut up about the highest level political assassination of my lifetime? I can't assume a guy who was getting funded by Israel donors to the tune of massive amounts of money. Massive. And he flips on them publicly, says, I want the Epstein files released. He says, I don't trust the story with October 7th. And then he dies 60 days later, and I can't connect those dots.
Absolutely, you should be able to connect those, and that was the thing, I'm similar. Well, I don't know if you were referring to Candace, but I never have been a huge fan of Candace's style on how she does things. It's just me. It's a
same.
different taste. I've talked about that in the past. But the fact that she was drawing some lines between all of the build-up, specifically in what you said, and especially the last 60 days,
Yep.
be it what he said to Dave Smith for an hour conversation off camera, before that debate in July, I think with the Josh Hammer guy, be it the meeting in the Hamptons that was certainly strange to say the least, be it the donors pooling money, like you said, 2 days before, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, fucks like a duck, it's usually a duck, or at least it has a good chance of being a duck or a demented fucking goose. I don't know.
Well, and then you also have his text messages.
Yeah, exactly.
In the 24 to 48 hours prior, he's sending both to his security team saying he thinks he's going to get taken out. They're going to be killed. Candace has alleged this repeatedly. And then you also have him basically doubling down and saying, I have no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause. He says this 48 hours before he catches a bullet. And we're all supposed to be like, no connection. You're a lunatic if you think there's a connection. He was being funded by massive Zionist donors, both American and Israeli. And then 48 hours prior, he says, I'm out. I can't do this. And he dies. It's the most obvious motive that exists. I'm sorry. It is. That doesn't mean that that's why or how he got murdered. That doesn't mean that. But if you're not going to allow the public to at least have that discussion, you're just lying to them. Like, they have to be able to discuss that. So that's why I like Candace.
That's the point sometimes.
How
They
so?
want it. People that are very strong, hardcore pro-Israel people kind of want to create that narrative to where it's them against the world, because then it creates some sort of synergistic bond, which is a fucked up way of doing it, to be very clear. But do you ever wonder if that's the point?
I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot when it comes to the lead up to World War II as well. I mean, a lot of people believe that there was a real desire to get Jewish people fearful so that they would move to Israel. I haven't studied it enough to make that claim definitively, but
that's the thing. You get powerful people in any group who decide that they're above everyone else. They'll use all their own people to start with as pawns completely. And we've seen that in history again and again. If that were the case with something like that, where there were even some small role that some people could have played to try to create an end mean or an end goal like that, then that's dark as fuck. I mean, it's hard because they let millions of their people die for that.
Well, yeah, it's evil beyond words, but I mean, this is not pure, armchair conspiracy theorizing. You have the Balfour Declaration. I mean, you have the most wealthy Zionist banking family, the Rothschilds, that are essentially being offered this land as a recompense for being the financiers in the World War, and they got their country. And the crazy thing is that it was promised to, I think, the Turks and maybe the Egyptians. That landmass was promised. It's like no one even cared about the Palestinians that was there already. I mean, it was just crazy. But I mean, that's how you. I think that's really how the world works, though. It's not so much about, they say possession's 9/10 the law. Like, bullshit it is. Like, power is 9/10 the law, really.
Yeah, that other tenth is a big tenth.